and shine. It's your morning marijuana motivation time. I'm your host with the mostest, Marky Saint. And every morning I get up and I'm blessed. I keep telling you about these ATVs coming by. I keep telling you about these roosters crowing. I wasn't lying. There's a horse, chicken, and goat right here, donkey, every kind of animal you can expect. And of course, cloudy skies. It was raining so hard this morning that your boy literally woke up at like 7 thinking there was a truck coming through the wall because it was such a loud, thunderous. Like all animals were scared, and I felt bad for the horse outside because I looked outside. I was like, "Oh shit, something's wrecked," and it was the poor horse. Poor horse was out there in the rain, and that's what happens. I was thinking about it the other day. The guy was so genius, but that redneck, is that racial term? Probably should go redneck. Southern man. I don't even know if that explains it either, but he was a bit ignorant. That's my boy, but he was doing the right. He was doing the lighter. He was like, if you leave it outside, it's not going to function as well. If you've been rained on and shit on, you're not going to function as well. And this morning I woke up to some bad news that my truck might be towed back there at home in Las Vegas since I'm here in Brazil, and my buddy's been taking care of it. And then my other buddy left me a message, go, "Yo, I think your truck's been towed," and it's been a couple times been towed, a bunch of times getting tickets, and just frustrated with loss. I wanted to come clean about it because I'm sick of losing. It doesn't sit well with my cell phone. Recently lost my shop and putting all this energy and money and effort into it, and only for them to steal some of the electronics from me, some of my products off the shelf. Literally, I had everything on the shelf, all my CBD stuff, and just the amount of things that have been taken from me. And as a person that really doesn't like loss and really am competitive, it sucks taking an L. And I wanted to talk about that, when it's happiness is taken from me, right? And from being centered, knowing that I have my life, talking about this yesterday with my friends, was here. I'm trying to bring this closer so you can hear me clear. You know, um, a perspective switch, right? That my friend literally doesn't have his life anymore. So it's that day where they go, your fucking phone or your life. And you're like, I didn't back up the data. I have all these photos. Luckily, emailed myself all my ideas, but it's like the loss. I'm going through this rigmarole of loss, like all my art that I did since I was a kid, all these paintings can't be replaced, loss. All the stuff on the shelf, loss. And now my truck, which I had my title, I tried to get a new title. I'm the only one that had the only copy to the title. I needed to get a new title. I mailed it off to the city, lost. So just pain. I want to talk about real pain, and maybe this isn't just pain. Like, you don't know pain. You don't know about your mom dying. You don't know about being sick and losing your health. And we all have loss. And it's this experience that's like, okay, I could sit here and blow smoke and go, oh, well, my perspective, and I've unlocked my human genetics, and I don't know, man, maybe I'm predestined for this. My bipolar mom leaks into me that one yesterday, literally last night, I can be feeling the best I've ever felt in life. And that meditation really did help me feel centered, to not live in the past or the future, and then I'm living in the now, and then it's like, wow, what a funky day. It's nothing's worse than something being, sorry, so I'm getting people bouncing into me and stuff, but the senses, the outside stuff, where it's like you can be happy one day and the next day it'll rain, right? It doesn't always shine. And then the sun doesn't always shine on us. It's sometimes the ability for us to turn our frowns upside down, and it's one of those situations that I live in. So, hey Brenda, I can hear you. Yeah, I love you. So I got my loud neighbors. I got people going past. Like, I was doing the show the other day, and it was like a dog just going, and I don't know what was going on with that dog, but it was doing it again. And you want to be able to talk with people and get this message across clearly. I've been doing half-hour shows lately because there's like, here's so much data I want to give outside of my mind. I think there's the people that will do I always work out and my life's always put together. And I was like, that's not real. I didn't want it, I wanted it to be real. Like I really, really lost weight, but it's not like, hey, hi, I'm here with my six-pack abs and I'm in Brazil and I'm walking on the beach and everything's hunky and you too can get off your mama's couch and do the same. And you're like, man, it is so hard to get off the couch. It is so hard to get off the canvas. Life can be so hard on us. And little shits like I'm powerless to this truck situation. Like I had my friend was supposed to move the truck around. He's like, yo, I think cats are living in it. And I'm like, fuck, man. The last thing I want to do is get back in this truck after 5 months of being in Brazil, having cats pissing and shitting in it. Like I've already have a beat up truck. This poor beat up truck's already got towed when I got tickets, and I get the tickets for not having my registration. Then I'm going to federal prison because I had late registration, and how not free I feel in my own country. Yet I come here to this country and people lose their lives. They actually get kidnapped and murdered. And I'm like, well, at least that didn't happen to me. Well, then we're here. It's like, well, fuck, I didn't want to lose this cell phone. I had so much data in it. I had like drawings and photos and the loss, right? And keep talking about this ship. You go on these ships for these wild adventures, and you're with Marco Polo or with Christopher Columbus or any of these conquistadors, and you're just like, you might not make it back. You might be stabbed by a rogue fucking Aztec. Like there's no guarantees in this thing called life. And it's like, okay, so I'm not the only one to lose things. I try to put it in perspective. A healthy mind will have a perspective, and I'm reaching for this healthier perspective, seeing things that do get lost and letting go of them, or working on letting go of, like, how about a relationship that got lost. Like I should have done better by this girl, and her brother died, and I was trying to help her find a job, and I wasn't as secure in my manhood or secure in myself. I was intimidated by her beauty and her being in my life, and I fucked it all up just by like acting like a dick. And I can't tell you how many times that's happened. Going to England and the girl took care, but I had the other girl from Finland, so I acted like a dick. And it's like, I wish I didn't do these things. I wish I didn't fuck up. I wish I didn't have loss, but it's like such a human experience. And it's like, okay, here we are. How fast you can get happy and happiness taken away from us. And that's just such an aha moment and a real moment for all of us to be aware of the energies around us, that it could be a positive energy, could be a negative energy, not even to identify it as a win or a loss. I mean, I think we do that with our teams, right? It's like, my team won, my guy lost, got knocked out. They got knocked out of the tournament, he got knocked out physically. And we only keep it in these realms of I'm winning, I'm losing, I'm winning, I'm losing, instead of existing, right? Like I'm alive. And my cousin pointed out, man, you living down there. And it was like, I'm not actually living here. Like I have an apartment, but I don't live here. Like I'm like, my I only got a little bit of clothes and stuff, but my truck's over there, my business is over there in Vegas. I don't live here, but I am living here. I am alive here. It feels good to be alive and to be on a different, healthier regimen of, cockadoodle doos in the morning and fresh rains and washing away from everything. I mean, I literally saw a river going down the street at 7 a.m. this morning. I was like, fuck, the rainy season's real in Brazil, and how close I am to the Amazon for this weather to change my mood and to change the landscape. So it's like nothing is really permanent. We're so peon. My friends, we're not peons. I mean, up against the sky, we're peons. I'm seeing the Milky Way, and I'll never forget that, man. Going like, it's been 20 years since I seen the Milky Way, and I'm like, it hasn't been 20 years for me. I actually get to see it often, in the perspective of stars, moons, planets moving. Like we all come towards the sunset. We all come towards the beach and witness this planetary movements. Like it makes us feel, I don't know, more human or less alien, I guess, because we're on an alien planet. Everybody talks about alien planets. We don't know of other aliens. We are aliens on this planet, and this weird thing called life that we haven't figured out yet. As intelligent as we are, we haven't figured out our brain. We haven't figured out life. What creates life? Where did life originate from? None of us can say. So we created theology and religion to figure it out. Yet we still haven't figured out our own brains. We still haven't figured out the depths of the ocean. We still haven't figured the depths of the ice. And that's what it is, right? Or the depths of space. There's so much unknown, right? And the unknown, and knowing ourselves, unlocking this inside of ourselves. I know this is a deep subject, but I'm deep. I'm deep. I'm always deep. I think deep. I feel deep. I'm just a deep person. I'm emotionally deep. So for me, I can only speak for me, and this will, like, obviously it's my show, but to talk about how finite and quickly our happiness can be taken from us, how quickly our lives can be taken from us, and then how quickly the chaos can be turned into a blessing. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, I'm due for a quick blessing, and just like that, boom, my buddy blessed me with $100 in my account, still supporting me, still helping me go on, so I can eat and function. That's object one, right? So it's like, okay, well, at least I got a good meal in my stomach. And then that's when I start going through my gratitude journal. You're supposed to be in the morning. I'm grateful for the fresh rain and the thunder. I really like the way it sounds. I actually listen to creaky boats. Speaking of voyages, creaky boats and rain and thunderstorms. This is the YouTube video. It's like a 10-hour soundtrack of, and I fall asleep to this, and the rain helps me sleep. I overslept today, obviously, but it's these kind of things that how our brains get to focus on. What hemisphere am I gonna live in? Am I gonna live in the loss, in the hemisphere that likes to get dark and calculate and analytical, or do I live in the spiritual world and pretend like none of this exists and just how blessed I am to just have breath in my lungs and even have a show, have people that want to even buy my shirt ideas, and like, boom, baby, boom. I got like 3 shirt orders ready to go, some hat orders, 2 different hat orders. They want the Saints of Anarchy, the I Love My Life, Shine On, Rise and Shine, like all these things have become ideas that have perpetrated in other people's lives. So it's like, on the one half, I reach, preach, and teach, and that's become successful. And then the other half, I've lost a lot of things, and I've regretted it. Lost my art, lost my shop, lost my mind. And this is something just be honest about. I don't know if many people are that honest about their thought patterns or their lives. They think they just keep going. I don't know. I've seen happy-go-lucky people where they're gonna do the beer drinking, have my girl hold her hand, go down the beach. That's the normal life. Like, I see people, right? I see categories of people too, because all I've had to do was just sit here in Brazil. There's no one to really talk to. Don't get me wrong. I have some good conversations, but there aren't that many people that speak English. So a lot of the times I'm by myself in my own head, having my own thoughts, witnessing other people. And it's interesting to see life. It's the dynamics of people. The gypsy like types, and then the straight laced, and the ones that just like to get fucked up. And I see time kind of looping, and seasons changing, and years, centuries going by, yet they're still kind of the same folks. And there's people that are gonna battle for money and success. Like, I was talking with my friend last night. He's reached his zenith. I don't want to call it his zenith. I hope he goes on to tomorrow, but started the business from nothing, print shop. I can't say nothing. Like, $85,000 printer ain't nothing, but from drug dealer to printer, we're printing money now. And I say we because I'm a part of this too. I mean, literally, the thing prints money. And that's what I kept telling people. But he owns the equipment, and he's worked his ass off. And now he's got the jet skis and all sorts of success. So I've been on the case, just in my head. Taking back my happy, or not letting someone take my happy, has been the battle of my life. And just that's why I was saying it's addiction, because turning negatives into positives. I'm an addict that has an imbalanced brain. I inherited from my mother and my father, and both of them have made me a bit imbalanced, and then I had to find the balance by traveling the world. Kung Fu the legend continues, and continue to go from city to city and country to country to find myself and find that thing that truly makes me happy. So this is the morning marijuana motivation. I hope it reaches you in the same way it's coming through me, and I hope that you have a blessed day. Peace and love, as always. Chigathon, that means goodbye but not forever in Finnish, and I will see you on the other side. Pew, pew.